Hey everyone and welcome back. Now in today's video we'll have a high level overview about VPC peering. Now VPC peering is a network connection between two VPCs that enables the communication between the instances of both the VPCs. So this can be better explained with a diagram where you have one VPC with a CIDR of 172.31.0016 and you have one more VPC which has a CIDR of 1077.0016. So if you want the instances between both the VPC to communicate between each other via the private IP, then you can establish a VPC peering between them. So once this VPC peering is established, then the instances will be able to communicate with each other in a private manner. So let's look into the architecture that we'll be having for today's demo. So the first architecture here is where we'll have a first VPC with a CIDR of 172.31.0016, which is the left one, and the second VPC which has a CIDR of 1077.0016, which is the right one, and there is a VPC peering and we'll look into how the communication happens. Now we have one more architecture that we have designed where you have the same VPC which is 1077.0016, which is the right one over here, and this VPC has two peering connection. One with the first VPC that we were discussing in the architecture diagram 1, but it also has one more peering connection with one more VPC with the CIDR of 1066.0016. So these are the two architecture diagrams based on which we'll have today's demo. So let's quickly have a look into it. So I'm in the EC2 console and currently you see that you have two EC2 instances running. One is running in the default VPC. So it is running in the VPC of 172.31.0016, and you have one more instance called a secondary VPC. It is running in the CIDR of 1077.0016. Same can be seen here. If you look into the IP of secondary, it has 1077.1.234, and the IP address of the default, it is 172.31.3.59. So first let's quickly log in to the EC2 instance in the secondary VPC. So within the CLI, let's quickly go ahead and connect to the instance. Great, let's switch to root. So the first thing that we'll do is from this VPC 1077.0016, we'll try and ping the instance in the default VPC. So the instance in the default VPC has a private IP. Let's copy the private IP here. And let's quickly do a ping on the private IP, and you see it is successful over here. Great. So the communication between both the VPCs are successful. Now let's look into the second architecture where we are logged in 1077 CIDR instance, and from here we'll try to ping one more instance of 1066.0016 CIDR. However, this specific instance is not within the same region. So these two VPCs that we were discussing, these are in the same region, and the 1077 and the 1066 are in a different region. So let's open up one more region, which is the Tokyo one. So here you have one more EC2 instance which is running, and if you look into the private IP, it is 1066.1.251. So let's go ahead and try that out as well. So let's replace it with the new IP. And as expected, you see you are able to perform the communication as well. So this communication, which allows instances to communicate between VPCs across the private IP addresses, is the part of VPC peering. Now in fact, let me quickly show you the VPC peering configuration as well. So let's go to the VPC. So here we'll go to the peering connections. So currently you see that there are two peering connections and the status are active. So the first peering connection, if you look into the configuration here, the requester VPC is 1077.0016. So this is the requester VPC, and the acceptor VPC is 172.31.0016, which is this one. So this is the first peering connection and it is in the active state. You have one more peering connection called as second to third. If you see here, the requester is 1077.0016. So it is the bottom one, and the acceptor is 1066.0016, which is the top right one. So generally in VPC peering, what happens is that before this peering connection gets established, you will have to accept that peering connection, and that is why it is saying who has requested for the peering connection and which VPC has accepted that peering connection. So these are the two peering connections through which the communication is happening. Great. So I hope at a high level overview you understood what VPC peering is. Now there are certain important pointers that you need to remember. First one is that a VPC peering is now possible between regions. So earlier this first point was not possible. So let's say that you have one instance in North Virginia and second instance in Tokyo. So earlier you could not perform the VPC peering there. However, now you can go ahead and also peer the VPCs between the regions, similar to what we looked into today's demo. Now here you can also perform VPC peering between multiple accounts. Second important pointer here is that VPC peering does not act like a transit VPC. This is very important. So let's say that a VPC A has a peering with VPC B and VPC C. So this does not mean that the EC2 instance in VPC B will be able to communicate with the EC2 instance in VPC C via the route of VPC A. So this VPC A cannot act as a transit VPC. So very similar to the architecture diagram where instances in the VPC of 172.31 would not be able to communicate with 1066 via the route of 1077. So this cannot act as a transit VPC. So in case if this VPC needs to communicate with the 1066, then you can establish one more peering connection between them. Alright, so that's what transit VPC is all about. Now there are certain unsupported VPC peering configuration. First one is that you cannot create a VPC peering connection between VPCs with matching or overlapping IPv4 CIDR blocks. This is also applicable with the IPv6. So let's say you have a VPC A with 172.16.00.16 and VPC B with the same CIDR, which is 172.16.00.16. So you cannot establish a peering connection here. So in order to establish a peering connection, the VPCs needs to have a different CIDR block which are not overlapping. And the second unsupported VPC peering configuration is something that we just discussed about the transit VPC, where from the VPC B, if you'll see, you cannot communicate to VPC C via the route of VPC A. So this is something that we have already discussed. So that's the high level overview about VPC peering. I hope this video has been informative for you and I look forward to see you in the next video.